Got him.
SunnyV2. Let me check. Yes, SunnyV2. I got it right. You know what I'm saying? My first time, I think, reacting to one of these. Boogie2988 deserves his failure. Let's see what they talking about, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie. This man's content back in the day, probably like 20. Damn, I want to say like 2014, 15, 16 maybe. He has some fire content. I ain't gonna lie. Some really funny shit. His little skits and all that. Mountain Dew, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, ever since 2016, honestly, that was the last time I watched any of his videos. So, we gonna see what's going on, bro.
Boogie recently announcing that he's basically broke shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, as if you follow all of his incredibly poor choices made.
I legit just bought a Tesla. This is my first new car in lifetime. Shaking bigs.
Broke shouldn't be a surprise to anyone, as if you follow all of his incredibly poor choices made over the last 4 and a bit years, you'll understand that bankruptcy was almost unavoidable. So let's begin by looking at October 2018, in which Boogie's main source of income, his YouTube channel, slowly began to die. Up until this point, Boogie had established a reputation as an overweight yet friendly nerdy gamer, who people considered charming since he was totally fine with each of his flaws.
Yeah, see these little videos, bro. Lethal. Saw this one, saw that one, saw the Mountain Dew concoction thing he made.
When he wasn't playing his fat Francis character, Boogie was telling wholesome stories about his personal life, with one of the more notable ones being a video titled What It's Like to Be Broke. In this video, Boogie explained that he had grown up in a fairly poor environment.
So they had decent income, it's just they didn't like to spend it on us kids, at least on me.
And that as a result of that, he was now much wiser with his income.
Now, you know what I do with my money? Every single dime, every single penny goes into the bank, because I don't ever want to live that way again.
Which felt both inspiring and relatable, especially since Boogie highlighted that he now only spent money on things that would improve his videos.
I used every dime to buy better computer equipment, to get better. And after just a year and a half, I was able to go off because I started earning my YouTube income.
This desire to improve the content unsurprisingly resulted in better uploads, and by early 2014, Boogie passed 1 million subscribers before uploading a new video simply titled How Much Money Does Boogie2988 Make, which felt like yet another wholesome yet modest upload, which had clearly been made with the goal of helping his audience.
I want to make sure you have the tools in mind so that you fully understand how much income we already have coming in and make an educated decision of whether or not you ever want to participate in that kind of thing.
Boogie went on to politely imply that he was making over $100,000 per year from YouTube, which didn't include third-party income like Patreon.
So let's take, for example, a YouTube channel similar to mine that's bringing in 10 million views per month. If a YouTube channel is bringing in 10 million views per month, divide that by 1,000, you've got 10,000. Multiply that by $1, and you'll have a really good idea of how much ad revenue that channel's bringing in.
And that if you counted his YouTube channel as an asset, he himself was worth more than $1 million.
Boogie, are you a millionaire? Well, it depends on how you calculate millionaire. If you include my YouTube channel as it is, yes. After 3 more years, I'll have earned by then $1 million total in YouTube ad revenue.
This was followed by Boogie reassuring his audience that all of the money was being used wisely.
The majority of the money we make goes into the bank. We do not live very large by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, obviously, I'm large, but we do not spend a grotesque amount of money.
Which led to more positive comments such as, wild guess, but he's very rich now. He deserves it. He's one of the only YouTubers that didn't let the money and fame get to his head. He's still just as humble and cool as when he started. I admire that. Amazing video, Boogie. You're one of the realest, most transparent YouTubers out there, and please know that your fans appreciate it. I clicked on this video randomly and I stayed to watch, and to be honest, I'm really happy this guy makes a lot of money. Don't know him, never seen his videos, but I'm just glad that he makes money. He's very humble and I respect that a lot. This positive sentiment toward Boogie resulted in more views, subscribers, and Patreon members, which strengthened his financial position immediately, whilst also giving him the chance to stream on Twitch, opening up another source of income which kept him financially stable during the adpocalypse.
I will be fine. Losing my YouTube ad revenue will hit us pretty hard, but I've diversified our income.
Things were going so well for Boogie that in August of 2017, he paid for weight loss surgery.
I'm home from surgery, that everything went well. The surgery went way better than I had expected. The doctor did it in a very short period of time.
However, while this would initially improve Boogie's health dramatically,
I'm 110 pounds down since the pre-op diet, and then I've lost 7.5 inches from my waistline.
It would eventually contribute to him going broke in an unexpected way. Boogie explained in the video that for married people, the weight loss surgery tremendously increases the likelihood that you'll end up getting divorced.
The surgery and the recovery from it is really hard on a marriage. 85% of marriages fail after the surgery within the first 2 years.
He added that in the lead up to the surgery, his marriage was already in a rough.
How though? damn, bro. Like, I kind of like, I mean, somebody explain that to me, or like, give me your point of view on that statement right there. Weight loss, weight loss surgery has a big effect on marriage. And like he said, besides like the healing process and all that, but like, how would it affect a marriage? You know what I'm saying? I don't know, cause I know of family friends and family members that have gone through a weight loss surgery, and I understand that it doesn't affect everybody the exact same way as other people. Like, what I know personally is different from his situation, you feel me? But like, in what ways would that affect the marriage? You know what I'm saying? I feel like, if anything, it'd probably be a positive thing, minus the, you know, the recovery. It would be a positive thing. I don't know, bro.
After the surgery, within the first 2 years,
he added that in the lead up to the surgery, his marriage was already in a rough spot.
Our marriage was far from perfect. One major issue that was persistent throughout the entire marriage, and that was my anxiety disorder.
And as a result of him now being in a healthier condition, his wife suggested that they should divorce.
She told me that she was thinking about separating now that I was out of the surgery and now that I was nice and healthy. We talked about it and decided that she should take a break. 2 weeks into that, she called up and said that she had made her decision, that she wanted things to be a more permanent change, and that we should start moving in that direction.
Boogie explained that his wife was extremely generous in the divorce, having stated that she wanted far less than 50% of the finances.
And she's like, I want enough to where I know I'm going to be taken care of. And I'm like, okay. So she gave me a number, and I'm like, but that's not half. It wasn't half of what we were worth.
It was less.
It was less.
However, as a result of the law, Boogie ended up giving her half of what he had anyway.
She's...
See, bro, listen, there's pros and cons to everything. And I just want to speak on this because I just feel like I want to let y'all know how I feel about certain things. You feel me? My opinions and stuff. Marriage. Again, there's pros and cons to everything. That includes marriage. The fact that this man had to give up 50%, bro. She asked for less, but he still had to do 50%. And I don't know everything that goes behind that during a divorce, the whole split 50-50 type of shit, and the woman gets half of the guys, or the guys gets half the women's. I don't know 100% everything, but I hear that a lot. During a divorce, somebody has to split some shit 50-50 or however long. It's just the fact that he's splitting shit, bro. You feel me? Something that he worked hard for, he earned himself. You feel me? Like, I'll never understand that, bro. I'll never understand that. And that kind of like pushes me away from marriage. Not to say that it's going to happen to me, but it's just a simple fact of like, I worked hard for all of this shit. And you may be more wealthier than me. You feel me? Like my girl, my wife, my future wife can be more wealthier than me, more wiser than me, have more money than me type shit. But like, just the whole splitting, bro, like, this is why, like, people need, when it comes to like relationships and shit and friendships and all of that, you gotta have your own shit before anything. You feel me? I don't know, bro. It's just too much. It's a lot. And that kind of pushes me away from marriage. I'm gonna keep it 100. Just the fact of like, we're married, and if God forbid something goes south and we have to divorce, I have to give you half of my everything. That don't sit right with me.
However, as a result of the law, Boogie ended up giving her half of what he had anyway.
She's legally entitled to 50% of everything we own. You make sure it's half, so she has no recourse moving forward.
While Boogie's financial position had taken a pretty substantial hit, his audience was still cheering for him with comments such as, "I hope this is the birth of a new Boogie, a healthy Boogie, no baggage, just a happy, healthy, outgoing Boogie." However, after his marriage would officially come to an end, the opposite of this happened.
My brain is kind of in a situation where it's just chaos all the time. It's just chaos. This emotional stew in my brain all the time of positive feelings, negative feelings, numbness, frustration, and anger, you know.
Not only had the split resulted in a massive blow to Boogie's mental health, but throughout the process, the storytime rambling videos, which were once uplifting, inspirational, and designed to help his viewers, began to feel like they were being made with the goal of receiving sympathy pity from the audience. Additionally, Boogie's positive can-do attitude, where he wanted to invest his savings into making excellent content for the viewers, had transformed into this complete lack of confidence for the future of his channel. channel.
And I'm not smart enough to be able to figure that stuff out. I'll never be good at titles. I'll never be good at thumbnails. I'm not even that good at video creation.
Leading him to develop an attitude.
See, that's where, like, you've came so long, bro. Assuming he, you know, edits his videos himself, pretty much does everything himself. And if he doesn't, bro, there's people to hire for that. There's millions of people out here that are amazing at that. You know what I'm saying? You just pay them a little fee, you feel me? And if you got it like that, spending that money that's gonna benefit you in the long run, you feel me? That little money that's gonna make you more money is like, it's kind of worth it. You feel me? So like for him to sit there and say like, oh, I'm not good at this, like yeah, I understand that not everybody's good at everything, but like you can learn or just find somebody. You feel me?
For the future of his channel.
And I'm not smart enough to be able to figure that stuff out. I'll never be good at titles. I'll never be good at thumbnails. I'm not even that good at video creation.
Leading him to develop an attitude of just wanting to get by as opposed to wanting to grow his audience.
As long as my rent is paid, as long as my mortgage is paid, as long as I can keep the lights on, as long as I can support myself and the people that I currently employ, hey, I'm happy with that.
The final video related to his divorce, in which Boogie explained that he now fully owned his house again, happened to have been uploaded in October 2018, which was the very same month where Boogie began to lose subscribers. The decline will be addressed in a video titled State of the Channel 2019, in which he mentioned that the breakup had a significant impact on the channel's viewership.
2018, as we've talked about, was one of the roughest years of my life, and it really showed here on the channel.
Before going on to state that the Storytime Pity Party videos were also impacting the channel negatively.
I don't just complain and whine and just be miserable. Sharing who and what I am has been counterproductive in quite a bit in the last year or so. Mostly when it comes to the mental issues, the anxiety, the depression, stuff like that.
Boogie would conclude the video by stating that he was very excited about the future.
I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm very engaged and excited about what we will be doing here on the channel.
However, only 3 days after this video was uploaded, a now infamous mega thread would be posted to Reddit, which would go on to significantly impact Boogie's reputation.
The hidden truth Boogie doesn't want you to know. Criticism mega thread. Boogie sugar babies. The truth, however, is that after his divorce, he has paid for the services of women to be with him, even going so far as to claim he did it just to troll. Are his two known sugar. Boogie accidentally reveals he uses sugar daddy website, explicitly admitting it on his what?
It was titled The Hidden Truth Boogie Doesn't Want You to Know, and it featured over 5,000 words, showcasing that Boogie wasn't exactly the nice guy he tried to portray. The thread brought up topics such as his behavior on stream, various edgy comments he had made over the years, as well as the way he acted in his marriage, with commenters stating this document is up there with the Constitution and the Magna Carta.
Hold on. Boogie bullies a kid and makes fun of him for having divorced parents. My man just went through a divorce. Assuming this was after his divorce, bro. Like, what the fuck? Boogie bothering his ex-wife after their divorce.
Marriage, with commenters stating this document is up there with the Constitution and the Magna Carta. However, the thread was posted to a fairly unknown subreddit, and if Boogie had simply ignored the thread, people likely would have forgotten about it, although this isn't what would happen. Boogie instead decided to wage a war against the person who began the mega thread.
I started a war. This guy has been coming at me for 5 years.
Before going on to complain about the criticism in countless different videos.
This subreddit has been actively attacking me and going through everything I've ever said and ever done on the internet for the last 3 years.
Just 2 years prior, in 2017, Boogie was handling criticism much more effectively, even stating that some of the points were valid.
A lot of people have been discussing me over the past couple weeks. I've been on the front page of Reddit, and they tend to discuss me in a very negative light, which is reasonable.
And obviously, Boogie's new 2019 strategy of trying to stop the criticism only led to more criticism. 3 months after the mega thread was posted, Boogie would upload a new video titled Taking a Break, I Give Up, You Guys Win, in which he'd state that he needed a short break as a result of being anxious and nervous. With fewer uploads and a declining reputation, his monthly subscriber count began to fall off a cliff, losing 5,000, 14,000, 28,000, before losing another 42,000 in August 2019, representing a decline of more than 100,000 subscribers in only 4 months. Rather than improving the content, Boogie ramped up the complaints and apologies, which not only led to a decrease in views from an average of 10 million per month to 2 million per month, but it also led to comments from his audience such as, "I used to watch every video before. For me, you were like the Mr. Rogers of YouTube. Soft, understanding, and compassionate. Lately, it had just been apologies and complaining. I miss the old content, not because of Francis or gaming or whatever, but because of that person."
Yeah, bro. If you constantly complaining, bro, people aren't, that's not gonna sit right with people, because 9 times out of 10, somebody viewing your video is there for, you know, to escape their reality, their struggles, their depression, their sadness. You feel me? So it's like, if they're constantly hearing, you know, assuming, let's just say, their favorite YouTuber complaining all the time and upset all the time and mad and talking, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna sit right with them, bro. You're supposed to be kind of like an outlet for them in a way to go and escape anything they got going on. You feel me? So if they're going to you for that escape and you're just throwing pretty much negativity and complaining, pretty much what they got going on in their reality is like, they're gonna drift away.
Despite Boogie's clear decline in his views, subscribers, and income, his spending habits hadn't changed one bit, as midway through this collapse, he'd announced that he was taking on a $100,000 loan to purchase a Tesla.
I ended up buying the X. I still haven't got it fully financed yet. I'm having to finance it, obviously. Oh my God, I just put myself $100,000 in debt. My car payment's $1,700 a month or something like that.
17, bro? Nah, see? And I know the market is dog shit right now, but bro, I feel like a car payment of more than 400 and up is too fucking much. You feel me? I feel like the average, yeah, I heard the average was like 600 to 700, which is fucking bonkers. But like, for a used car to be paying more than 400 a month is crazy to me. You feel me? Again, I understand the market is shit right now, but 1,700, bro, I'm sorry, but like, all that money you had, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't buy it out in full, you know what I'm saying? Because that's an option if they let you. But monthly, bro, fuck that. 1,700
like that. That's more money than I make on Twitch. That's like half of my YouTube rad revenue this month.
Boogie then made a tweet about how expensive the car was, giving him another opportunity to make himself look like an idiot.
I tweeted out that I was not going to be able to afford this car.
Reddit and Twitter lost their minds. Oh, are you trying to manipulate people into giving you money?
The answer is yes. Give me some money. If you guys want to help me pay for my Tesla, please go ahead and dig deep. I sure would like a free Tesla. Reach down in your pockets and give me $100,000 tonight.
Which becomes even worse after he...
See, bro, oh my God, it's like, you know, or you knew you couldn't afford that shit and you still went out and bought it. Like, you couldn't get you a used fucking Toyota or Honda or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, something you can actually afford and that will last you millions of fucking years, bro. See, yo, ladies and gentlemen, please be smart with your money. Learn from his mistakes. Learn from other people's mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Don't put yourself in that bullshit, bro. Do not.
mentioned that he still owed a bunch of money on his house.
My house is worth $300,000. I still owe $200,000 in the house.
And that he knew the Tesla was going to decline in value over time.
But that car is just going to get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper as it goes.
In the year that followed, Boogie's Patreon members almost halved, from 120 down to 65, partially as a result of him taking long breaks from creating content.
You'll notice that for the last 3 weeks, I've really not been updated. I have not streamed in 3 weeks.
Which accompanied the transformation of his comment section from a once positive place full of supporters to a wasteland of negativity full of detractors.
Sounds like me when I was a kid trying to convince my parents to buy me a toy or video game. Never really watched Boogie. I find it amazing how those arguments the salesman used work. This is so weird. Used to watch his weekly vlogs and he always came off as pretty genuine and honest. This video was a complete different person, bro. Hold on. So you make more than $1,700 a month on average on Twitch and 34 in ad rev on YouTube, but by your own admission, even if those were your only source of income, that's still 51 a month, over 60K a year. That puts you in the top 30% of Americans. You should be begging for money. And going back to him saying he's a millionaire pretty much. Like, what the fuck did you put your money into, bro? And I'm sorry, but like, if I got it like that, if I had bread like that, I know it helps your credit, but I'm paying everything in full, bro. My credit is nice right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying the house in full, my car in full. Pretty much those two things. I need a house under I need a roof over my head and a car to transportation. And those are probably the two biggest expenses anybody can have. You feel me? So like if I could pay that in full, I'm doing that shit. So I don't have to worry about nothing but the smaller bills, the light bill, the water bill. You feel me? Shit like that. Maintenance on the car, the little bills, bro. Hell nah, bro. Again, ladies and gentlemen, learn from these mistakes people are doing. You know what I'm saying?
Practice. It's incredible how openly money oriented this guy is. This guy talks like a minister from some cheesy, scammy late night ministry where you're supposed to send a $50 check for good luck. Imagine this guy would win the lottery. He'd be broke within 12 months, which would eventually turn out to be somewhat accurate. After his back and forth with Frank Hassel in early 2021, Boogie had to shell out a bunch of money for legal fees.
Let me point out just how expensive all of this was. And obviously, I took money out of
be broke within 12 months, which would eventually turn out to be somewhat accurate. After his back and forth with Frank Hassel in early 2000.
Frank Hassel? What happened there?
2021, Boogie had to shell out a bunch of money for legal fees.
Let me point out just how expensive.
Bro, real quick, just real quick. You feel me? Just real quick. We see all this stuff in his background. We see everything, right? This shit right here probably cost him $400 to $700. This little thing right here, this little arcade thing. If you're going that broke, sell your shit instead of begging, bro. You feel me? I'd rather get rid of all my shit to make money than to beg people.
All of this was. And obviously, I took money out of my bank account and I paid for it out of pocket. This cost tens of thousands of dollars to fight.
Which also resulted in Boogie producing less content.
I was advised by everyone to live stream less, to make less YouTube videos, to say less things that could be taken out of context and used against me before we had a result, because you know from Reddit and 4chan that that's what they like to do.
I know I'm pausing a lot, but like I want to talk on everything. Talk on everything that I'm understanding. You were told to stop making content and streaming. It's your only source of income. Just talk less, if anything. Oh man, or switch up the content. Bro, what? I make money over here, but they're telling me not to do it. How am I gonna pay for all this shit?
To me, but that cost me a small fortune and lost wages and lost ad revenue as well.
However, thankfully, according to a video titled I Am Finally Rich, How Crypto Made Me Rich, Boogie apparently had no financial problems whatsoever. In the video, he explained that back in 2019, Boogie had taken a massive gamble by purchasing a bunch of cryptocurrency, and by early 2021, he had quadrupled his money.
I basically took every dime I had in liquid funds and invested it in a huge gamble. I invested pretty much everything I had into cryptocurrency. I invested all the way back here, and yeah, that's where we currently.
Listen, bro, this bitch ran up. What was the highest that I saw? 5260 something Bitcoin hit, right? That shit was high. I checked probably 4 or 5 days ago where it was at. It was at 16, I think, 16K, bro.
Currently are with that market. So to say that I doubled my money is an understatement. In fact, I did more than that.
Boogie then tried to pathetically coax his audience into trying to give him more money.
Never feel pressured to get one of those memberships down below. Never feel pressured to subscribe on Twitch. Never feel pressured to make a donation or interact with one of my sponsors. Never feel pressured to buy a t-shirt.
Before going on to state that he planned on taking the money out of crypto to put it into a safer investment.
And that's if I don't take the money and invest it in something that will make me money, which I am most certainly going to do.
However, as highlighted by almost every comment, the video aged incredibly poorly. Because only a year after posting it, Boogie uploaded a new video titled I Need Your Help, in which he explained that he had lost almost all of his money to the crypto market and now required donations from the audience.
Well, this is a video I've dreaded making. You know, I spent a tremendous amount of money on dumb things, but the biggest issue is that I had a nice big nest egg, but I put my money in the crypto market in the wrong section, and I pretty much lost most of everything.
This is the most interesting case study, watching someone who hasn't had to work in over a decade finally have to go back to work. I remember him saying, "Don't worry about me."
That's tough, bro. That all these years of you making content, just to potentially go back to a regular job, which is nothing bad, but like you had it good, bro. You had it good. And I feel bad for him, but sometimes you just can't feel bad, bro, because it's like I said, you learn from mistakes. You learn from all these mistakes. Watching him and listening to all of this, I'm learning not to do the shit he was doing. Buy $100,000 car that I can't afford. $1,700 on a car loan a month. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like what, yo.
I'm financially secure to the point that if I stop making videos tomorrow, I can live comfortably for the rest of my life. Just remember that the reason this video was filmed in his garden is because if it was filmed in his office, we'd all be able to see his thousands of dollars worth of arcade machines, magic cards, and gaming memorabilia. While it's almost impossible to find a single positive comment on the entire video, Boogie would receive $1,109 in donations. However, this small figure was certainly at the expense of his dignity and reputation. Boogie hasn't seen a single month of positive subscriber growth since May of 2019, almost 4 years ago, and with no clear desire to change any of his daily habits, it's unlikely that his YouTube channel or financial situation will see any kind of recovery anytime soon.
That's tough, bro. You got it. You got it like that. You're doing great for yourself. You feel me? Mental health, anxiety, depression, all of that did play a factor, and most likely did play a factor in all of this. You feel me? But like, you had it, bro. Hold on. Boogie recently announced that he's almost out of money, which accompanies him already losing many subs. What exactly is going on? How did Boogie get himself into this position? Does he deserve it? This video will go over the financial bankruptcy of Boogie. Moral of Boogie's story: don't use your audience as a substitute for actual therapy. It's completely fine to feel bad for him and realize that fact that he did all of this to himself at the same time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I kind of feel bad, but not really, because he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He's not a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if he really went to therapy after the divorce instead of using his audience and bank account as a substitute. I'm simultaneously sympathetic to Boogie and all that he's been through with his weight, divorce, and mental health, and apathetic as a result of his constant negativity, his inability to handle criticism, attacking fans, and his self-inflicted financial woes. Boogie's story is a tale of triumph, tragedy, humbleness, and insufferable egotism. This guy was the prime example of never sharing your financial status. Bro. Again, I know a lot of factors can play into making decisions in your life, you feel me? But like, you hear it, and I always say this, you hear it all the time. You hear people making mistakes like this. You learn from it. You don't want to be in that position if you truly believe that. If you truly believe his situation and you're telling yourself that you don't want to be in that predicament, or his type of predicament, you feel me? You're gonna try your best not to put yourself into that, you feel me? It's just a lot, man. It's that's crazy. That's sad, because like I said, his videos back in the day were fucking hilarious, bro. My favorite one was with him with the Mountain Dew. He was making a Mountain Dew stew. I think that's what it was. He had a bunch of Mountain Dew. He put like freaking a bunch of candy in it. String candy, everything, just everything. That was one of my favorite videos of his. But it's just sad to see, you feel me, a lot of these content creators just going downhill, bro. Regardless of everything behind the scenes, you feel me? It's just the main broad picture. It's not going well for him. And that sucks to hear and see, you feel me? But ladies and gentlemen, learn from all of this. Learn from all of this. Because SunnyV2, he be doing a lot of videos. He did Boogie. You got How Not to Go Bankrupt. He did Lil Xan, Wings of Redemption. A lot of people, you feel me? He covers a lot of people. So just learn from all this shit. Learn from it and don't put yourself in these situations, you feel me? But yeah, shout out to SunnyV2 for his videos. They're very informative, you feel me? They're nice, well edited. Straight to the point too, you feel me? Easy to watch, easy to understand too, you know? But If y'all want to see more of these, let me know down below. If I see anything that he drops that interests me, you feel me, on a specific person, YouTuber, celebrity, whatever, I'll react to it. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. That's my reaction. If you enjoyed, give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't, and I'm out.